Okay, so I guess we can start. I don't think, yeah, they are coming. So we can start right away, right? So, guys, please, can you see my screen? Yeah, can you guys hear me? Mr. Mahuana,
Yes,
can you
I
hear
do.
me?
Yes, sir, I hear you, sir.
Okay. What about Reginald? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Can we start? Can we start right away? Can we start right away, guys?
Yes, sir.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Yeah, so we are talking about lesson 2, but let me ask you guys, yeah, what have you guys read so far? What are your challenges? Is there anything for me to address? Hello, Dr. Ewa. Yeah, Dr. Ewa. Evening. What's no bomi hu? Ah, me kohunu. By force now, since your person me resign. Sam. Ah, me, sa no chere so by force of so. Sa no ka. O since say me cordia me resign. Sa no come by force. Say me catch the same thing na. Me on kai o since ejina me so. O since ejina me so, nti ono there he is waiting to hear from me. Me, ti. Ba me se me hwe na obeha me a me gya bibia mu na me se me hwe na obeha me a ida say bi a me mfi no ana se me say hello me se me resign a me gya bibia mu ana se e bi a me mfi no na bakoso aye de me answer until someone can be taking the actions. Later this month, yeah.
Let me show you what happened to my body over the last.
I mean, one shall mean fino, doc, one shall mean fino, not on one taking on one decision. Because send your year, you know. Yeah. Maybe I'm ready to say me resign. Ah. Ah, me the minimum. Uh, oh, Jan need your yeah. Jan need official. But you the dog, you make us a dog, okay, be more swati. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Guys, sorry, I had to pick this call from one senior member. Please, let's continue for now. Yeah. So I was asking whether you guys have any challenges now reading the content. Let me proceed to lesson 2. Lesson 2 is about risk analysis and defense model. So we talk about risk, and then we talk about the parameters that are involved in calculating risk. And then we talk about the defense models that is being employed. With the defense model, we have the defense in depth, we have the lollipop model, we will talk about all those things. But for now, please, do you guys have any question for me to address? Can you guys hear me? Mr. Kandala, can you hear me? Do you have any question for me to address?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay.
So far, I don't have any questions there.
Okay, what about the rest? Do you have any question? Because I want to proceed right away.
No questions, let's continue.
Okay, so when we talk about risk, okay, we are talking basically about the cost involved. The costs that involve when a threat exploits a vulnerability. When we talk about threat, we are talking about a potential source, a source of harm, a potential source of harm. We are talking about a source of something that can harm our security infrastructure, a source of something that can harm our IT posture. So when we talk about threat, we are talking about a source of harm. A typical example of a threat can be a hacker, and then a typical example of a source of harm is also a hacker. Yeah, so when we talk about risk too, risk, I don't know whether the other time I gave you guys the formula for risk. When you talk about risk, you have to look at threat, you have to look at vulnerability, and then you have to look at consequences. So risk equals threat times vulnerability times consequence. The consequence is as a result of a threat exploiting a vulnerability, and then the whole risk is what the company will stand to lose when a threat exploits the vulnerability. So when we talk about risk, we are talking about the cost involved when an IT infrastructure is infiltrated. For example, every country has a passport office. When the whole passport database is wiped away, okay, yeah, the cost that comes, okay, and the IT infrastructures that are involved, if you calculate everything, including the threat, that is the risk that when you look at risk, you have to look at threat, you have to also look at vulnerability, and those times the infrastructure that the companies stand to lose is what comes together to form risk. Now, when you talk about risk, there is always something that is involved. We talked about threats, and the next thing to also talk about when you talk about threat is vector. When we talk about vector or threat vectors, we are talking about a means in which a threat is used to explore a vulnerability. So, for example, a threat is a hacker, but the vector can be a malware that the hacker is using to explore a particular vulnerability in an IT infrastructure. I hope you guys are following. You are getting me. Let me get some answers. If yes, say yes. If no, tell me no. Then I re-talk about these terms again.
Repeat what you just said, sir.
Okay. So when you are talking about risk, you have to look at threats. You have to look at vulnerability. You have to also look at consequence. So risk is threat. Risk equals threat times vulnerability times consequence. So when you are analyzing risk, you have to look at the IT infrastructure that is available. For example, you have to look at the cost that was incurred in building that particular database. So if you look at the cost that is involved times a vulnerability that is exploited times the threat, the number of threats that are exploiting that vulnerability will amount to the risk analysis. And when we say risk, we are talking about what the company stand to lose, okay, when a particular threat explore a vulnerability or explore that IT infrastructure. I don't know whether I'm clear now.
Yes, sir.
If there is something in it that I have to clear out again, please point it out. Yeah. So when we talk about threats, yeah. Normally, threats are being looked at in percentages. We are looking at the likelihood because the attack has not happened yet, but we are looking at the likelihood of the attack. And when the attack happens, what do we start to lose? Yeah. All these things are here. You can take your time and then read through them. I will not go through them one by one, but I'm explaining the concept for you guys to get it. I have talked about vector already. When we talk about threat vector or when we talk about a vector, we are talking about a means, okay, through which the threat explore a vulnerability. So the vector just means the means through which the attacker explore that vulnerability. So the means can be maybe bypassing a firewall. The means can be maybe, sending a particular malware to that machine. The means can be maybe hijacking a particular session, hijacking a desktop session. So any means through which the attacker use to infiltrate the system or to get access to a particular system without the proper authorization and the proper permission, which is hacking, is known as a vector. So market a vector is the means. Yeah. Apart from that, we have to talk about threat sources and targets. Yeah, we have to talk about threat sources and target. And under threat sources and target, we are going to look mainly at the countermeasures that we can use to counteract these threats that can come to explore our IT infrastructure. That is posing the IT infrastructure at a higher risk. Okay? So in categorization of the countermeasures, we have the preventive measure, we have the detective measure, we have the deterrence measure, we have the corrective measure, we have the recovery, and then we have the compensative measures. These things you can easily read them and then you can easily understand. So for example, when you look at the deterrence measure, you are looking at a way that you can use to discourage outsiders from having access to that IT infrastructure. And when you look at the preventive measures, you are looking at certain tools, certain mechanisms that you are putting in place so that when people try to infiltrate the system, that measure security implementation in place can prevent them from having access to the system. We can have detection, we can have corrective and all that. Please take your time and go through this. They are not really anything difficult that you cannot understand. Yeah, so I'm working over them to proceed to defense models. Initially, I was talking to you guys about the defense models, and the first one that we will look at here is the lollipop model. When you look at how the concept is built on how lollipop was made, okay? So the sweet thing is inside, and you have a high covering that is covering it. So when you talk about a lollipop defense model, you are just looking at building a wall. The other time I was talking about it. Building, you are looking at protection. You are looking at building a wall to protect that, database inside. You are looking at a wall, or you are looking at a security implementation tool that you are installing, which can prevent any packet from getting into your machine. So when you talk about the lollipop model, it's just a one wall that is being built to protect that sweet honey that the hacker is looking at from inside. As compared to the onion model is known as defense in depth. The onion model has different layers that is built around the database to make sure that the database is securely protected. So the lollipop has one wall, but the defense in depth, which is the onion model, has a different models, different walls that has been built to protect a single IT infrastructure. We have a lot of them that we can put in place. A typical example here is that we have a server room here, and inside the server room, we have a locker that is protecting the server room. And even before you can go on the server, there is a firewall there. There are login credentials that you have to put there. And so when you get inside the server room, you will not have access to the data like that. Now, before you even get into the server room, you have to make sure you unlock the door. And then before you can even get inside the building, there is a main entrance which is also secured. And before getting to the main entrance, which is on campus, a wall is built around to make sure that only legitimate users or only legitimate people are allowed inside. So when you look at how it has been done here, it's mimicking the onion model of defense. Are you guys getting it? Mr. Kandala, is everything okay? Letibelli, can I get a response from you guys? There is a link here, YouTube.
Yes,
link
everything's
here.
okay so far.
Yeah, okay. There is a YouTube link
Yes,
here
sir.
that you can watch, okay, and then get to understand this thing that I am talking about to you guys. Yeah. Now let's talk about policies, and the main thing that I really talked about in policies is password. Yeah, but policies can be made in different angles. The aim of policy is to help guide people to use a particular IT infrastructure in a safe and sound way so that attackers cannot have opportunity to use them through social engineering or any other means to get inside the system. So policies can be written to cover data privacy. Policies can be written to cover integrity. Integrity means the data does not change. We are preventing unauthorized modification. So policies can also be written to cover secure accesses, that is the access control and then authentication. And then we have confidentiality and also vigilance. Vigilance is to monitor, live, is to monitor live legitimate users. Yeah. When you pick, for example, password selection guide like these, there is a lot of things. You guys know these things already. Let me not talk about it. Password expiration, password reset, password privacy, password reuse, using of same password and all that. You know all these things. Yeah. You can have a simple video on it to clarify all these things on YouTube. So far, is there any question with regards to this? Are you guys having any challenges? Let me know. Do you guys have any challenges?
Not yet.
Okay, no question.
So far, so good.
Okay. Okay, fine. These things are not that, they are not too much, they are not too hard, I know. Yeah. So please go through them. And in case you have any question, please let me know. And then all that. And let me go to the content. And then please note that we may not be able to go through all the sessions. We have lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4. We may not be able to go through all the lessons, and that is why this micro content has been prepared for you. Please go through. In case you are going through, you have any question, then you let me know. Yeah. So the next lesson will be on physical security. And physical security, I believe I have given you guys a hint on that already. And then the next one will be authentication and authorization. Yeah. And then network design, yeah, concept and all that. Looking into firewalls, VPNs, intrusion detection and intrusion penetration softwares. Bali, we are almost done, and then you are now coming. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So if you don't have much challenge on this, I would like to close the session. Yeah. Bali, can you hear me? Bali, can you hear me? Yeah, guys, so if you don't have much questions on this, I will end the class here. And then, yeah, you go through the materials. Please try to watch the videos on the defense models also. Yes, yes, yes. Because, yeah, the model is not, this lesson is not that long. So I talk about it quick. Yeah, I'm not talking about everything one by one with you guys. Yeah, because you guys have to read. So please take your time and read it. Yeah, and if you have any question, then you let me know. Yeah. If nobody's having any question, then I'm ending the class. Or if maybe I talked about something you did not really get it, you can tell me to repeat it. That's fine. Yeah, but if there is nothing, then I'm ending the class somewhere here, because these are not too much for you to go through. Yeah. Any question? Can we drop the curtains?
Is the class recorded?
Yes, the class is recorded. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
After here.
I'm sorry. Sorry. One last question.
Okay.
I was looking at the Linux inside the module for the Linux, and I was looking for the pre-recorded sessions, and I didn't find the one that was taking place yesterday. Are you still going to upload or?
Oh, I'm coming. Please, can you speak louder so that I can hear you?
Sorry. I was looking at the Linux module. Yes, and then I saw that the yesterday's session was not uploaded. So I was asking if are you still going to upload it or what?
Linus, the Linus model.
Yes.
Yeah. I missed one of the recording. Let me see. I'm coming.
Sorry for taking you to another module.
Oh, don't worry. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Let me see. 7 and chapter 3 to chapter 7, I think it's talking about process management. Okay, I'll check on it and let you know. I'll check on it and let you know. Are we there?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yeah, let me check on it and let you know. Okay.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay.
What are you talking about, Mr. Mabuza? You said, can we edit on the website? My website doesn't allow me to edit. See, are you talking about the internal assessment? Okay, fine. Yeah, so the thing is that I don't want you to submit a file. So you can do the work in a Word, okay, locally on your machine. After that, you copy everything and then you paste it on the website. Is that fine for you?
Yes, sir. It's
yeah, you
fine.
can work. You can do everything locally in your Word. After you finish, don't submit the file, but copy everything and then paste it on the website, because I don't want, when you guys upload files, I have to be downloading everything and open it before I can mark it. But if it is on the blackboard straight like that, okay, it makes marking easier for me. So Mr. Mabuza, please, if you've gotten me, please let me know. You can say yes or something like that. Type something for me to know. I mean, say I don't know if it's the device or, but what I can seems to be to paste it. You can always paste it there. You can always paste on the website. You can always copy something and paste on the website. I don't know what is wrong, but you should be able to copy your word and then paste it on website. You have to do it well. I don't know, but you have to do it. You can always paste. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, fine. Yeah. So, yeah, this session is recorded. Yeah, I will upload this one too, so that those who are not able, I know many, yeah, they can also watch it. This was a very quick one. Yeah. Any question? If no question, let me drop the class and then prepare for another one.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, then see you guys. See you guys next week. No, next week. Next 2 weeks, sorry. Not next 2 weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay.